All right, folks, I'm going to call this meeting of the Little Calumet River Basin Development Commission for Wednesday, March 18th, 2026 to order. Please make sure your phones are set on stun and let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mrs. Lambert, nice to see you. Will you call roll, please?
Thomas Linsky,
Present.
Tom Vazecki,
Here.
Anthony Brodnick,
Here.
Dave Castellanos,
Here.
Ron Ware,
Here.
Robert Ochi,
Here.
Yvonne Whitaker,
Present.
William Baker.
Present, we have a quorum. Next up is statements to the board from the floor. So if you'd like to help us make sure something like 2008 in September doesn't happen again, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and let's do it. Going once, going twice. There's somebody on the Zoom that I'm listening. Oh, yes, sir. Gentleman right here. You come right here, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Bruce Curry. I'm a resident of 1771 Marshall Street, Gary, Indiana. Retired vice president from Johnson Johnson. Used to deal with facilities, maintenance, environmental, things like you deal with every day with basins and everything. Recently moved to Gary. I'm the second vice president for the NAACP Northwest Indiana. Since 2020, I've been handling education and getting involved in the community. I was asked by Steve Mays, the president, to come over. I wanted to speak to this group. As you know, Northwest Indiana is a hotbed of development right now, but it won't be developed until we make sure this group is doing what it's been doing and keep doing. And we, as the NAACP, support this group in all ways. And the communication that you've had with the community, I know from the radio and all that, citizens are listening. Things are going on because of the development coming in. The Chicago Bear deal, all the other things that we talk about with leverage. I lived in New Jersey. Both teams that are in New York, they play in New Jersey when I was there. I was kind of like the board member at Johnson Johnson, so I kind of knew the deals of that. I deal with real estate. Basically, that was my background, and I deal with facilities. I used to handle downtown New Brunswick when it was Hurricane Floyd. River rose up, and I was putting submarine doors on hotel parking garages to keep water out from coming in. You basically use submarine doors, and they seal good, and you don't have problems. Well, there's a lot of companies that want to come to Northwest Indiana. Okay, one of the things they don't want is their business is flooded. So you are so important right now to drawing outside of tax base and other things. Your board is the most important board probably in the state of Indiana and Northwest Indiana right now, because companies want to come in where they have less risk. So as I look at what's going on, 8094 is at 100% capacity. No relief, no roads to get off of, no roads coming in Chicago. So what is everybody doing? They're using 25th and Ridge as what I call frontage roads. Like if you guys ever been to Texas, Texas has frontage road. Those roads are flooded on 25th, bad. I drove it to see what the problem is. It can be resolved and the water can be diverted. I saw you had a project there, but we got to bring these projects priority if we want development, not for just Gary, but for all of Northwest Indiana, including Munster, including Crown Point, including Hobart, everywhere, everything that's on that map. So all I'm asking, stay on the game, keep the citizens input as far as support. You've got our backing from the NAACP because we deal with that, like I call environmental injustice, but there's none right now because we're going to work together and we're going to rebuild, working with your team, the little Calumet River Basin, because I did a little study and research on you guys are good guys. I didn't know they had this up here in Northwest Indiana. So you need to know you are very important. It's not a nonchalant group. If we're going to have economic development, Northwest Indiana, we need you. Steel mill is bringing 3,000 to 4,000 jobs. With that steel mill, right now, we're in a war in this country. They got to now rebuild the inventory. All these groups I know out there that I've been talking to, they want to come to Gary to rebuild tanks, to make lasers, to make drones. But we got all this land here to do that with. We just got to make sure we keep water off of it, because water is a bad thing with electricity. Water is a bad thing with cars, when they get flooded. That mother taking her kid somewhere. That's unacceptable what I see on 25th. It's got to go away. I mean, if you got to put a preliminary French drain, what I used to do old school, and run it off away from 25th, you got to drive these highways. Somebody's going to get hurt and killed because all your trucks are coming off 90-94 and they're coming on Ridge Road and they're coming 25th. The state needs to support, which I know a lot of the guys on the board is appointed by the state, needs to give this area some relief on that problem. Because right now you got so much traffic, it's basically your cost savings, 5th and 6th lane off of 80-94 is 25th and Ridge Road. The both lanes, so I'll add that. I'll give you 4 more lanes off that highway. That's what they are right now. So you just drive and see it. It's a standstill between 8 o'clock and 5:30, standstill every day on that road going into Chicago. But just all I'm asking your committee, do your thing, show the justification where you can help out, get justification to keep the water off those 2 roads, Ridge and 25th. You'll be okay with me. And you got my backing. I got 2,000, 3,000 members in NAACP Northwest Indiana, all nationalities, women, men, race, white, black. We'll support you. And you got my backing if you need some community support. So I hope I didn't go over my time. I usually like to do 3 minutes. I probably did 2:58 with this group. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. All right, next up on the agenda is the approval of minutes from February 18th, 2026. Any changes, modifications, motions, what say you?
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from February 18th, 2026.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Either or not, Mrs. Lambert.
Thomas Lindsay,
Yes.
Tom Gazdecky,
Yes.
Anthony Brodniks,
yes,
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Ravon Whitaker,
yes,
and Lou Baker.
Yes. Next up is the chairman's report. I think I'm the chairman, so this is a $275 million man-made flood control project that if it isn't maintained, what you see in those pictures from September 2008 is what happens. What we do here is to make sure we do everything possible so that event doesn't happen again. It's important to realize that we're far better prepared today than we were prior to September 2008 working as a community. Everybody within the watershed has skin in the game to make sure this doesn't happen again. But keep in mind, this is trying to manage Mother Nature. And when you manage Mother Nature, it's going to be a real tough road to hoe, because if you get 10 gallons of water for your 5-gallon project, you're going to have a real issue. So we are better prepared today to do that. Not to say we're not going to have an issues if we have those events. You get 5 inches of rain and frozen ground, it's going to be an issue. We're far better prepared, though, to all of the watershed communities to make sure that we have a game plan intact to make sure those flooding events, as spoken by this young man earlier, are limited as much as possible. This is also an economic development project. By doing what we've done and being able to secure this thing, we've removed 4,000 properties from having to pay mandatory flood insurance as a part of their mortgages. By doing that, that money goes right back into the community. Call it how much, Dan? I've been saying this for a while.
$4 million.
$4 million every year goes back into the community by not having to pay that. However, if you live close to the river, always pay for flood insurance because, again, it's Mother Nature. Make sure we keep in mind why we're doing this and what the heck we're trying to accomplish to make sure the community as a whole doesn't go through another event like September 2008. That's enough. Next up is pay the bills. Approval of the claims from March 2026.
Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the claims in the amount of $126,033.36.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Did you get somebody for that, Mrs. Lambert?
Did.
Okay. Mr. Repay, paying the bills, 126, this is like before we had any money.
Yeah,
Nobody seems to remember what it was like before we had money. Have you ever noticed that?
this is gonna be probably one of the lighter claim lists that you have, seeing that we have 4 projects that are currently, that we're in charge of outstanding, not to mention all the applications, but if you had a particular question about it, I mean, I could hit a couple of them. Great Lakes Electro Maintenance, that's our pump station inspections. And just for the record, we just got a email from, not to get political, but we got an email from the federal government stating that another country would like to start to get into SCADA. So they said to be aware of your SCADA system as to how they're controlling the electronics of your pump station. So that should be interesting. That bill is for $13,720. SEH for the Hobart Dam preliminary engineering, that's $18,600. And then we've got Optimus Lake for $9,195 for the engineering.
All right, any questions for Mr. Repay about the bills? Be there none, there's a motion and a second. Mrs. Lambert.
Tom Wishlinski,
Yes.
Tom Dasdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Brodnick,
yes,
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
Woody Lambert.
Yes, moving right along, Executive Director's Report. I guess that's still you, Mr. Repay. What's going on in the field?
The weather's been a little bit hectic, so it's caused a little bit of trouble, but we're making through, just to go through some projects that we're working on right now. Hard to ditch stabilization, that's going from Franlin north for about 1,500 feet. That has begun, but since we've had 2 rain events, measuring on one occasion up to 3 inches, and on one occasion it was 1.5 inches. Difficult to work inside the river with those conditions, but they're working on it, and I think the long-term forecast looks favorable. High velocity channel, it has been dug out back to its original form. However, they still have work to do with placement of the soil. So once that's complete, you'll see a bill for that, but that has been completed. Rock ripple extension that you approved, that will begin June 1 unless there's a cancellation. I've talked to the contractor, possible cancellation on another one of their projects that moves us up to May. So it looks like everything is really gonna start May. The US 41 pump station and gate project that is up for consideration. We can talk about it when it's there, but that's also same contractor, likely June 1. It's also gonna be dependent a lot on the track back and it being constructed. The Kennedy Avenue Bridge, we have spoken with Dunn Bay, who is the contractor, about their time of starting. There is a conflict with INDOT right now. INDOT is doing some work in the resurfacing of Klein Avenue, and they're gonna shut down the frontage road of 179th. And so they're sort of asking for about a 25-30-day window. They can shut that down so we don't have all that traffic onto Kennedy. So we're anticipating a start date of May 11th. And once they start, they don't want to stop. So that's what Kennedy Avenue is looking like right now. You have in front of you the declaratory resolution, sandbar removal. We got our permit, and unfortunately, we're gonna take out probably more than what is required, or more than what is gonna cost us. It's gonna cost us too much where we have to now seek proposals. So it's about 6,700 cubic yards of silt sedimentation, and we are gonna have to bid that out, and that is gonna be later on in your agenda to ask for authorization to do that. The hydraulic model, our good friends at Burke want to put in the new design of the Kennedy Avenue Bridge, and so we actually kicked them to the April meeting. And quite honestly, our agenda is pretty full today anyways. Inspections for the Corps will begin April 13th. They will start in Griffith and work their way to the east, ending in INDOT at I-65 and 94. Along those same lines, Munster's doing a closure demonstration next Friday at Northcott. We're we're kind of mandated to do at least one closure a year, so that is what we chose. Bank stabilization and boat ramp for, and I'll show it to you, of course, when it's up for consideration, but this is a project. I actually, in my report with 2023, I look back, it's actually 2022 when that was first started. This was the part of their, the Army Corps inspection that they asked us to do. And 4 short years later, we got a permit now to do the stabilization work,
How many years?
4 years
Okay, for a permit?
for a permit.
Okay,
They asked for it. There's 4 locations. One is the Forest Avenue levee, one is off the Bering Avenue pump just to the east of Northcott. There's another area between the railroad tracks and, no, not railroad tracks, Indianapolis Boulevard and Northcott. That's if you went to Widmar Country Club, that would be off the, I think that's the 11th hole, formerly known as, and then the last one is Grant Street between Grant and Chase. So if you allow us to authorize us to bid on that, that will go out and hopefully construction will begin in June. We did do something a little bit different. We opened the bids for the Optimist Pond improvement. Oh, look, you even got the cheat sheet, huh? Thank you. And we didn't do it at our meeting here, but we opened it in front of all contractors and they were all present. And so I'm gonna read those really quickly so that the record reflects that we opened them and these are the official numbers. As we opened them, the 4 contractors that bid, there were Reed Riley Construction for $5,447,713.18 with an alternate bid for the Event Plaza at $1,081,870.54 for a total of $6,529,583.72. The second one was from Gary Up Construction. Their base bid was $3,283,700. The alternate bid was for $750,000 for a total of $4,033,700. The third one was Hassey Construction, base bid $3,810,813. That's 38110,813. Event Plaza alternate bid was $806,049, and then for a total of $4,616,862. And the last one we opened was from Grimmer Construction for $4,077,000 even. The event space alternative was $907,000 for a total of $4,984,000. So we were given this stuff back to HWC who designed it. They have said that everything was in order for the lowest bid. For the total bid was for Gary Up Construction in the amount of $4,033,700. Just for fun, the cost estimate for this project by HWC was for $4,101,000. So that's what we got. So we did a little bit different just so you didn't have to watch us open a bunch of envelopes. As I said, all the contractors were here and watch us open it. I will take any questions if you have any.
any questions for Mr. Repay? I'll start. Let me ask with regards to the Borman getting shut down in the 179th. I mean, 179th runs all the way past Oxbow going into 177th. Are they shutting down that entire thing? And what is the concern as it pertains to that? Be just for access?
It's actually doing Klein Avenue resurfacing, and the detour is 179th Street.
Copy that. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, other questions for Mr. Repay?
Yeah, I have a couple questions. In regards to the Optimist Lake project, that's basically for the Lake County Convention Tourism Bureau. That's basically for that lake basically is behind their office, and
Yeah,
it's gonna be used as some form of a tourism or economic development.
so that lake is actually owned by us.
Okay.
Brief history, Hammond and Convention Business Bureau were gonna do it.
Mhm.
They decided not to do it. We sort of picked up the torch or decided we would design it. And now we're at a point where we designed it and the bids are open and it's up to you to decide what you want to do with it or this board to do with it after that.
So once this is completed, once we give the okay, what would be the economic benefit for them all?
I mean, it's just a component of what, in my opinion, is a component of the recreational trail that we have. It's a secondary thing. That's why we did a bid alternate for their event space, which is not anything to do with us.
Right.
So they would sort of be responsible for that cost and the way I look at it, that's their cost, not anything to do with recreational trail.
All right, good, thank you. And also regarding the Kennedy Bridge, once this project is completed, I see that there's a lot of economic development in that particular area there. Will it enhance more economic development for that project once it's completed?
I guess the hope is, well, for our purposes, it takes away a closure that we have to do, which is one of the first ones. But for an economic development standpoint, I think people would hope to think that maybe Highland would develop the other side as Hammond has done on their side. So I can't speak for Highland, I'm just guessing.
But considering the fact that once we put this, complete this bridge, which would be an economic benefit for the whole Hammond as well as for Highland, it would benefit them immensely as far as more economic development in that area, like they've got over there now. Right now,
It's 20,000 less cars that would have to be diverted to some other location in the event that we have to close that down.
okay.
So 20,000 cars have to find an alternate route if we were to close it down. As far as economic development benefit, I leave that to Highland.
Okay.
I'm sure both parties, Hammond and Highland, are happy with it because they both are impacted by it.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Gostecki.
With regards to Burke and the modeling, is there a line item on our project tracker for that?
Yeah, there should be. I actually saw it. Get my cheaters out.
While you're looking for that, this hydrology model is gonna be the model that we were talking about, that event where 9 inches of rain fell along the lakefront, where it's over the Borman Expressway, what would happen?
That's correct.
And we're seeing that information next month.
Yes.
Maybe.
No, that I will tell you.
I'm disappointed with the response. from
They're
Burke.
on the line. I can tell you they're in the meeting. So it's right under here.
Good.
Levy evaluation survey and hydraulic. It's the
So we're
award date
2
was.
years removed from that 335 grand and we still hadn't seen one report. Seriously, not even one little iota of information. And now they want to wait?
Well,
I think this is ridiculous.
you have seen the levy elevation.
Yeah, the modeling, we've been waiting on the modelings for over well before this work was awarded. They were well aware of the fact that that's what we wanted to see. They failed to deliver.
Gotcha.
Any other questions for Mr. Repay?
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir, Mr. Whitaker.
And any update on whether City of Gary or Lake County, where their interests lie with Lake Etta? So we got, whether it's a boat launch over there or whether it's a fishing pier, and there's a pier over there that's really deteriorated that people fish at that I think is a real safety concern. When we were out with the wetland initiatives back in the fall, so there's some soft spots in the wood, quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interest in Lake Etta from both Lake County and the city. Matter of fact, the city, if you looked at their bearish proposal, had Lake Etta as a part of their bearish proposal. So it's really up to you folks. We really don't have a way to sell property. That's sort of been our biggest downfall of any property that we do own, whether it was bought by this group or prior to this. So there's really no mechanism that we could sell property. Why we lease all of our property.
What does that have to do with the pier?
Well, I'm talking, he's talking about Lake Etta. I'll get to the pier. The pier could be fixed, but he was talking about Lake Etta.
Oh, I must have misunderstood.
Yeah.
Well, the parks are running at Lake Etta, so wouldn't the fact that the pier is insufficient be a parks issue?
The pier is on the riverside, not a part of Lake Etta. It's two separate issues.
Oh, so the pier doesn't go into Lake Etta?
No, it goes in the.
Correct, it's on the south side. And
The pier is very similar to one that is between Broadway or Harrison and Grant. There's a pier that's between Kennedy and Klein. There's a pier that goes in the river, and Lake Etta is a separate entity. But we're gonna handle that the second question, but I guess we got to that.
so you were saying
Yep.
between Gary and the county,
They're all interested in having Lake Etta. What I think we probably need to do ultimately is get something statutorily changed that allows us to sell the extra property if we so choose to clear it off of our. I mean, do you want to own, I mean, I really don't necessarily want to own the Optimus Lake either, quite honestly. It's 96 feet deep. Nothing can go wrong, I'm certain of that.
yeah, whatever, you know, we have our
It's
state guided dispositioning process and all that, but we just have to make a decision as a commission. Whether we're gonna fix it or, you know, install the boat launch or tear it down, fix it, put a concrete one in there, rather than the one that burnt up a couple times because
Yeah.
of wood.
I mean, I won't play attorney, but Lake Etta, like, so if we were ever to get rid of Lake Etta, we first have to offer it to the state. So anyone from the state could come in and buy it. And so Lake County and the city are both out. Cause they get first shot at it. So if DNR wanted it, they could go buy it. But we'd have to give it to them, not buy it. They'd get it for $1. So that's why it has to change in a way where if you wanted to donate it, you could donate it to. Probably the likely candidate would be Lake County since it's Lake County Park. Never quite understood why that happened.
Okay.
I'm good, thank
All
you,
right.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Wazinski.
Did you say that they're gonna pave, from Oxbow Kennedy to?
No, they're paving Klein and they're using the detour route to the frontage road.
Oh my gosh,
It's,
that thing's like pothole central.
I literally found out about that this morning, so I'm going off of what they're telling me. I haven't seen the plan for the detour, but they're saying that's why they didn't want us to, because if we close down Kennedy, then you've got all kinds of things going on.
Well, Hammond repaved that
Part of it.
that road up to the bridge that goes over Little Cal.
Yeah, and the other half is Highland.
And the other half is like Graveyard Central. You'll lose your axle in there.
And we've notified Highland of this afternoon during our O and M meeting because that's where they take their trucks for public works.
Are you good?
Very new information.
Right.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Ochi.
and getting back to Optus Lake bid opening, and they're in each of the 4 groups that submitted, did they have a anticipated commencement date for the construction? Or was there something?
I mean, what they put was June 1st, but that's all dependent on what you guys do. You're right.
Understood, so June 1st is kind of.
And we've contacted the SSCBA and explained to them that they need to participate before we even consider it.
An anticipated date for the Kennedy Avenue Bridge is May 11th, you said. Thanks.
Any other questions for Mr. Repay? So one of the things on Optimus Lake, Dan, that we talked at the beginning of that was the maintenance of that, should that project move forward.
Yep.
Is that still out there? Has it been papered from the perspective of a maintenance agreement if that all gets put together? And it was my understanding, I can't speak for anybody else, but that the SSCBA was going to be the responsible party for taking care of that new structure should it be approved.
Yeah, verbally they've said that, but I wouldn't want to waste our attorney's time to paper a deal that if you don't approve it, then it's really, she's billed us for nothing. So, but
So it would have to be a contingency then, Ms. Bennett, if for when we get to that point, if that's something that's critical from the standpoint of that project moving forward? A maintenance agreement with SSCVA?
The original evaluations and obviously what was put forth in the kind of the, so it was set as a design build, if I recall, of what the engineer had proposed, would be reaching the terms of that, and that absolutely can be one of those, and then it would just be negotiating that and meeting those conditions, you know, between what both parties are willing to do.
Thank you.
And just to, if you want to go back to Kennedy Avenue, like Commissioner Ochi asked, you know, we're doing a similar thing right now with the county for Kennedy Avenue Bridge. the deal, the understanding will be, and it'll certainly be under the terms everyone accepts here. But they will be responsible for the bridge. Anything extra beyond the bridge will be responsible for, and that will also include the commissioner's participation financially in that as well. So that's a document that has yet to be, I mean, it's in process, but it hasn't made even a draft.
So who's defining the term bridge in this public sector diatribe? Is that going to be just the deck over the water? Is that considered the bridge?
Decks.
What about the tunnel underneath? What about the lighting,
No, no,
et cetera, et
we
cetera?
would be responsible for the pedestrian bridge. We don't have a final document, so you're all gonna be able to review it. But the deal is they'll be responsible for the deck, the abutments, whatchamacallit, I don't wanna say walls, but what do you call those things on the side? The retaining walls. But we would be responsible for anything, the little piers that are poking out or the tunnel underneath. But that is, right now, I'm just telling you, we're working on that deal because that deal was approved. And so now the attorneys are dealing with all that, not Nicole yet. The county's taking the first stab at it.
All right, anything under executive report?
One second. I have one more couple.
Mr. Castellanos, you have a question for
I
Mr.
sure do.
Repay?
I sure do.
Excellent. What is it?
Okay, what it is that, Dan, I would like to know that considering the amount of projects that we're doing for Kennedy and Optimus Lake, I'd like to see some evidence of some minority participation. I haven't seen that in the past, but right now I'm asking for it. I'm hoping that these particular contractors are able to go ahead and divulge what minority companies are participating in these construction projects.
Yeah, I shared with that to you before. Who Dun & Bay was gonna use for their minority contractors, and I thought you were okay with it. And I could look at this right here. Didn't think I was gonna need it, but they have identified contractors that they are planning on using. One of them I know is traffic control. I also know one of them is for trucking. Although I'm gonna just page through their bid here and I'll try to get it. I believe NS Services is one. I mean, I could give this to you, Diamond Coring.
Yeah, I'd like to have it.
You can have it all.
Yeah, I'd like to make sure they're certified minority owned.
They actually are certified. I checked
Very
on
good.
it.
All right,
Yep.
thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Repay? All right, moving right along. Other issues, new business.
I was, just for a point of clarification, February 6th, all the commissioners were notified of the contractors involved that are DBE certified. So that came to all of us. And as services for environmental work, C-Lead Construction Services and traffic management companies. That was the minimum that they found. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Repay.
I will provide the bidders, subcontractors and contact information.
All right, moving right along, other issues, new business. So we have a resolution. Ms. Bennett, I have a question with regards to this bond financing resolution. Is that something that has to be read? Is it just notification of the resolution number? How is this public sector scenario supposed to pan out so I don't get this Robert's Rules guy upset?
That's the number in the title.
10-4.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt resolution 2026-06 declaratory for revenue bond financing with the following modification, that the maximum aggregate for the bonds will be $30 million with an interest rate per annum not to exceed 6%.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Lambert, you get a second?
Yes.
All right, discussion. Mr. Repay.
This is mainly for the purposes of funding Kennedy Avenue #1. And I think the purpose of the extra is.
What's extra mean?
Well, above and beyond what is the cost for the bridge, you're gonna also look at possibly expediting other projects. And I think that gives you the opportunity to expedite some projects that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to do under current financial terms of our operation.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Repay? Really? Mrs. Lambert, we got a motion in a second.
Tom Ruslinski,
Yes.
Tom Gazdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Broadnex,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes, moving right along, gentlemen.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to defer action on certificate of total compensation and benefits for executive director and office manager.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, any discussion? Looks like we're gonna need a little bit more time to work through the comp and benefits structure, so down the road it goes. Any other discussion? Either none, Mrs. Lambert.
Tom Ruslinski.
Yeah.
Tom Gazdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Broadnex. Commissioner Broadnex. Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
William Baker.
Yes. Mr. Broadnex, are you there?
Yes.
I just heard him say yes.
I don't know how, all this nice tech and we can't see the guy, all right? Moving right along.
Well, if you turn this camera off, I can't get them.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the executive director to advertise for bids on the Kennedy Avenue Sandbar remediation project.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. Mr. Repay, what's going on?
As I briefly mentioned in my report, we're not gonna be able to remove the amount of sediment under the guidelines of contracting in the state of Indiana. So we're gonna have to bid this project out, and they would be due at our next meeting on April 15th. So we would hope to award at that same time as well, so long as they're all in compliance.
So why are we getting a 408 on this maintenance project? Because we're moving material out of the river. I thought we were done with the core. We're not done with the core?
All right, well, there's a lot of questions there. We're not gonna be done with the core. The core has jurisdictional for regulatory purposes, and since it's a levy, we have to, anytime we impact or anywhere near the levy, we have to ask for permission. I will tell you, the good news is the Corps has made this a part of our operation and maintenance manual, so we won't have to go back to a 408 or a 401 or a 404 because it's a part of the ongoing operation and maintenance. So this is the last time we have to go through the permitting process. It's just going to be considered just an ongoing project, but that's what we have to do. And the reason why we have to bid it out is because legally, and Nicole will tell me that anything over $300,000 has to be bid out. And when you're dealing with 6,700 cubic yards of material, that's gonna cost some money.
Well, let's move it before cottonwoods start growing there again. All right, is there any other discussion with regards to the motion in a second? Either none, Mrs. Lambert.
Tom Ruslinski,
Yes.
Tom Gazdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Broadnex,
Yes. It's Anthony Broadnex.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes, moving right along.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to authorize the executive director to advertise for bids on the Little Calumet River Basin stabilization and boat ramp project.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. Mr. Repay, but boats? Is that gambling boats?
Nope. Not gambling boats. But I'm trying to get my little screen going here and I got it.
All right.
So
Hey.
here, there's 4 different locations that we're doing bank stabilization work in this river, and they were all brought to us by the Army Corps in a 2022 inspection. I will show you what I have on the screen here, and the first one is gonna be the Kennedy, or not Kennedy Evans, the Forest Avenue levee. If you give you some idea, this pond here is in Cal City. this is the state line. The segment that is right around this bend needs to be, the toe needs to be secured. And so that's part of this bank stabilization work. So they have given us the 408 to do this. And so that's one segment. There's
Wait, before you move off of that one, wasn't that a challenge because of the residents starting to build upon the actual toe of the levee and starting to dig up the damn thing?
So the history is in 1984, the residents built this levee by themselves before the Army Corps was even involved. And they actually built it higher than what is needed in that section. That levee there is built to the 603 feet. In that area, they're only needed at 598. So they built it back in the 80s and they didn't have the requirements as we have now as far as the setbacks. So what we needed to do is file for waivers for the construction within 15 feet. And if you see, there's a swimming pool here. It's Mr. Dombrowski's old house. All these neighbors here are right up against it. So we had to ask for permission that since these houses were already built, this levee was already built, that we didn't need the 15-foot setback. So that is an area that was, it was constructed after, I think they flooded in 1983. And this was where all the city officials lived. And so they all decided this is what they're going to build up.
So this is just a stabilization aspect at this thing. You're not putting a boat ramp there too, are you?
Nope.
Good. Thank you.
You want one?
No,
Okay.
I do, but not there.
All right. The second area, as I go across the city of Hammond and Munster, is an area we call the Bering Avenue Station. To your left, you see Northcott Bridge. This is the pump station here, and what you will see, if you can notice it really briefly here, is this eroding away at this turn. What's happening is the water is pushing out during high flow events, pushing the water into that levee, making it deteriorate, which we need to stabilize. So what we're going to do is extend the riprap that's already there about 75 to 100 feet, and to allow that to then be secured. Otherwise, over time, it will wear out. Also, while we're here, because people tend to like to throw stones into the water, we're going to make sure all these baskets and walls are secure to make sure the proper amount of rock is in there to secure the diversion.
What about the stones that are in the water?
So we're going to try to take them out, but
Because they're all in the, right at the confluence there.
yeah, because people.
Or
like to throw
divert, that's the
them in.
diverter.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dan, how many pumps are at
Bigger
that?
rocks,
just,
How many pumps are at this
get
station?
bigger ones.
yeah. I'm sorry.
How many pumps are at this station?
There's 2 pumps at that location.
Okay.
That services the Wicker Park neighborhood.
Okay.
So basically, everything to Fairway, to Hawthorne, to, I would guess, Beach,
Greenwood.
possible Greenwood.
Okay, so that's two.
That's 2. The third location is over here, just to give you some semblance of understanding. This is the Indianapolis Boulevard here. This is a parking lot for what formerly was the bus station. This is Wicker Park. You see this area down here as it is eroding around the corner. This used to be a pond for Woodmark Country Club. What happens is I'll zoom out a touch. This is the high velocity channel. So when the water gets in here, it gets trapped, it starts eating away this levee, and then it makes its way underneath through the boulevard, or underneath the Indianapolis Boulevard. So what we need to do is stabilize this corner as you see it eroding. It'll just be we're gonna be stabilizing the toe. It's not gonna be a gabion basket. It's basically putting riprap at the very toe of this area. So that's 3.
Will sediment have to be removed from here at all?
No. Mm-mm. All right. I'll take you on the little trip to the boat ramp where it's located. Give you some idea of where you're at. There's Kennedy Avenue here. There's the Sharp Athletic Complex here. This is 5th Avenue. 5th Avenue also runs to the Highland Fire Department. This was brought to us by Chief Timmer and Deputy Chief Pipka when the boy went missing a few years ago from the hotels, and he ended up in the water.
Right.
And the problem was Highland is the only one with a boat in this area. Hammond's got their boat, but their boat's up in Robertsdale. So in order to get to this, they had to go all around Kennedy Avenue, come around here and try to launch off this boat ramp. And what was suggested during our O&M meeting was to create a boat launch here, which is right down the street off of property that is already owned by the town of Highland, and they would launch off here.
Dan, why didn't they launch on the boat ramp we built on the west side of Kennedy Bridge?
Because it's on the other side of the bridge, number one, but two, at that point, you remember, it's also full of sediment. So they
Oh,
could.
that we waited 4 years for a permit that says we can't take it out? Okay. So we're gonna have to build a new boat ramp?
Well, I think this is for safety purposes, this is a better location. I mean, I wish Chief Timber was still here, he's not. That would tell you that their response time to a situation in the river, we're drawing more and more people to the river, and eventually things happen.
Right.
So that is what the recommendation was. That is where it came from. And you know, this is all gonna be removed. This sediment will be ultimately removed as well. And, you know, I think Levon.
Where the other boat ramp is, since you're right there.
Yeah, Levon brought up the point, you know, of, look, we're fixing, the boat ramp is right here. Which, by the way, I will tell you, we never got a permit for this. Not the
Well,
course.
you shouldn't say that in a public meeting.
I don't care at this point. So we did it, because we needed access and for this purpose, and now it's actually working. And remember also, you know, that time there was no plan for a Kennedy Avenue Bridge. We didn't have, so to get a boat from in here, that's already sediment, all the sediments here, to get through the port, if you've seen it before, I know Levon and I went out there to see it about a week ago. You know, you got piers all over the place. There is no free way through this. So when the boy went missing, that was a recommendation. It made sense. And now this gets deep in this area. Matter of fact, this is where he went missing, is right in this area. So believe it or not, it does get deep throughout this area. And that's why it was recommended. That's why it's unfortunate that Chief Timber doesn't get to see it come to possible fruition. Because their fire station is, I don't know how familiar you are with Highland, but their fire station is right. It's highway. Oh, darn it. Now I don't even know where it's at. Oh, here it is. Here's their fire station, is right here. All right, we'll go to the fourth location unless there's more questions about boat ramps. We're gonna take a little cruise. We're going down to Grant Street. So here we are. Grant Street is on your right. This is the marsh area that has been created that we're working with. This whole area, the folks that have been here for a long time, Bill, Tom, this would be always considered muskrat heaven. There were so many muskrats in this area, and what they did is they ate away the bank. And so this bank really is, if you go to it, you will see all the animal burrows that occur here. So we are fortifying this whole area. This is our 32nd and Grant pump station right there. And then this whole corner will be kind of fortified so that it doesn't deteriorate.
So that damage was muskrat.
Mostly muskrat,
Animals.
but it also fills in when there's a high, and that's our detention area. So what happens is muskrats go in there, water gets in there, they collapse.
So the animals are causing flood control problems.
Yep, they generally do.
Interesting.
Well, there's Chase, just to give you an idea, there's Chase, it's not going the whole length, it's just going around this corner. And if you were to go up there, you would see the sort of a cutoff. Banks aren't necessarily 3-to-1 like they should be either, so it makes it difficult to maintain.
Is the game plan earthen or are you doing?
No, it's just stone, rock, whatever you want to call it.
Well,
Not pebbles, it's gonna be large stone.
but not gabion basket.
No. Not necessary.
No, because nobody's gonna throw those rocks in the water.
I mean, they could.
Okay, just curious. All right. Um,
Right, well, that's
And then
all,
it-
that's
those
my
are-
explanation
those are
of this
the-
project.
those are the projects. So there's 4 projects within this motion. Now, I mean, looking at the paperwork, is this all one contractor?
That's correct.
This is all one contractor.
We talked about splitting it up by geographical location, but by the time you start adding mobilization, demobilization costs, both the engineer and ourselves, or myself, thought that it was just gonna be the same thing.
And I know you have, but I just hope that you're using the economies of scale. If any of these projects need any material, we were gonna have a lot of material, according to you, 6,700 cubic yards that are gonna be available.
We asked the Army Corps to do that. Unfortunately, they want it stabilized with the larger stone as opposed to the material, dirt, sand.
Okay, all right. Any other discussion? There was a motion and a second. Mrs. Lambert,
Half hour ago.
Tom Lisinski,
Yes.
half hour ago, according to Mr. Gazdecky.
Tom Gazdecky,
Yes.
Anthony
I
Brodnick,
blame Bert.
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes, please.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
Steve Baker.
Yes, moving right along. Don't take a half an hour.
I'm not the one asking for the maps.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to award a contract to Brimmer Construction in the amount of $1,577,010 for the US 41 Stormwater Lift Station Improvements and Gatewell Structure Replacement Project, subject to legal review.
Is the motion, is there a second?
Second.
All right,
All right, I will be quick. If you look at the map, it's really one location. We're not traveling anywhere. This pump station is the pump station that was built by INDOT in 2015, I believe. They turned it over to Highland. We have now assumed responsibility and will let Highland maintain it. What we're doing in this location is lowering the inlet here that you see, which will allow more water to come down through these gates. And ultimately, what we will do, second part, not a part of this agreement, is we'll be able to retire this gate that doesn't work. You can see all the sediment because there's no water that flows uphill. And we'll also be able to get rid of this gate as well. And if you remember, this is sort of that area
Yes.
where you walk out on this gate and you have to drop down sandbags. So
You still there?
we will retire 2 gates. And then ultimately, it will flow better out of Wicker Park as well.
Mm.
And
I
so
don't think that's gonna work for me.
Anthony, we could hear you.
we muted them.
Yes.
So that's the story. The biggest improvement here is INDOT did not have a trash rack located whatsoever in this building. So they go down 2 flights to put all the material that you find at a trash rack in a garbage can and they lift it up. This will improve that enormously.
Any questions? Any other discussion? There's a motion and a second. Mrs. Lambert?
Tom Lisinski,
Yes.
Tom Gazdecky,
Yes.
Anthony Brodnick.
Yes. Yes.
Dave Castellanos. Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes. Okay.
Steve Baker.
All right. I'll take care of it that way then.
All right, I'll take care of it. Moving right along.
It's 9 hours difference.
And you know what? This is try and make it a little more, jovial. Either way, Pablo. Let's go, gentlemen. Dun, 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 dun.
Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve an agreement with United Consulting for construction observation of the US 41 Stormwater Lift Station Improvement and Gate Well Structure Replacement Project in the amount not to exceed $94,700, subject to legal review.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. You got that, Mrs. Lambert? This is somebody who will watch the guy then, Mr. Repay?
That's correct. They're the ones that built it initially under INDOT's watch and that will watch it for us. Gotta be expeditious here.
Okay, anything else? No discussion? Moving right along, Mrs. Lambert.
Tom Lisinski,
Yes.
Tom Gazdecky,
Yes.
Anthony Brodnick,
He's
Muted.
got something going on.
Dave Castellano.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes. Mr. Repay, what's the timeline on this project? We've been talking about this for almost 5 years now.
It would just be dependent on how fast they can build the trash rack, and I think that was 12 weeks before they could build it. So once you approve it, I'm signing the thing to build it.
So we approved the contract, so it's 12 weeks to get the trash rack. So is it still this construction season? I would
Yes,
assume
sir.
the trash rack is the last thing that goes in.
Yeah, I mean, they'll still be able to do some of the things. They'll be working on some of the inlets and other items there.
Copy that. Thank you. All right, moving right along.
So, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to deny the Town of Griffith's Avenue H Extension Watershed Project.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Is there a discussion? Mr. Repay, this is a Avenue H is. You know, I would hate to create more time and create havoc for people and looking for a map of where this is located, because everybody knows where Avenue H is.
Well, I mean, look, at the short of it is this, it's deal with infrastructure that we typically have not approved in the past. It's also paying for wetland credits that we don't typically pay in the past.
All right, so there's a motion to deny. Is there any other discussion?
Yeah, I mean, you can see.
Be there none. Mrs. Lambert?
Tom Brzezinski,
Yes.
Tom Gozdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Brodnick,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker, William Baker.
Yes, moving right along. You go faster, Mr. Gazdeck, if you made a motion.
Ms. Bennett, is it possible to ask a question prior to discussion of this article or this item 9F? As it relates to the overall scope?
As to one of your board members or to Mr. Repay?
Once you do first and second reading, you can ask for discussion. So if someone made a
And
motion,
it's a motion to. So before there's a motion made, can there be any discussion?
There can be, as long as it's amongst the board or with your staff.
Okay, so Mr. Repay.
yes,
This work that was presented to us by the Gary Sanitary District and the work that's in item 9G, do those kind of commingle and go hand in hand?
9G as far as Griffith,
The scope of the work?
it's. Oh, and Westler, you're talking about Westler?
Yes.
Okay, so
That's I.
that's fine. I think I get it. So here's, I mean, I'll try to explain and you just will tell me if I'm wrong. Michael will tell me. Is that the Gary Sanitary District asked for a specific area to do work in, and the letter I, which is the Westler Engineering, is sort of looking at it from a bigger picture, global scale, look to see what can be fixed as in that whole sort of scope between 23rd and 25th and between Burr and, was it Colfax or
It
Keller?
was a study in the same area as what?
Yeah, yes,
It is. Okay, very good.
it will encompass it.
Thank you.
Right, would that be right?
It is west of
There you go.
Burr. The project is east of Burr. So it's happening from Burr, going east to Clark.
So,
Did you expand your scope of Westler to include that?
And our study area basically goes from Chase to
There
Klein,
you go.
from the Borman to 20.
It encompasses what the Gary Sanitary
This
District
is what GSD is proposing to do.
Thank you. I would make a motion to deny Gary Sanitary District's 25th Avenue and Burr Street Storm Sewer Repair Watershed Project.
there's a motion to deny. Is there a second? Second. And a second. Any other discussion? Mr. Repay, so it sounds like that what was originally proposed by GSD is being studied as a part of a future line item.
I would agree with that.
Any other discussion? There's a motion to deny and a second. Ms. Lambert?
Tom Brzezinski,
Yes.
Tom Gozdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Brodnick,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Abstain.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes, moving right along.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve an agreement with Westler Engineering in the amount not to exceed $382,190 for phase one of the Black Oak Drainage Improvement Project. This is subject to review.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, some discussion?
I think we talked about, I mean, it's just gonna look at it from a larger picture, larger scope than what GSD has already provided.
So-
And hopefully they can provide some alternatives to help drain that area better.
Right, and hopefully they're gonna pay special attention to where that water travels underneath the expressway.
Your man's right there.
I'm not doing anything with the man, I'm doing it with you. So.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Any other discussion?
So just for clarification, so there's no construction request at this time?
No.
Just for engineering, and then at a later date, once you guys have the engineering for phase one, then is it construction for phase one, or is it phase two and then construction for phase two, or is it construction, phase one engineering, phase two engineering, and then total construction?
The result of our project will be input to what Jabez has been designing for Burr and 25th. He will then be able to finalize, I think he presented, and I won't speak for you, Jabez, but I think he presented a couple weeks ago about phase one and phase two to address that particular area.
Okay.
He'll be able to complete that and basically do phases one and two. So
Are you looking, Mr. Whitaker, about whether or not this is an engineering or a construction project? Because usually we do engineering first and then there's a construction ask after the engineering is completed.
Yeah, and we just, because there was a construction request when the presentation took place from Gary, since then, with this previous motion.
That was denied.
That was denied.
Okay,
So with the previous motion, they're sinking the projects, so to speak. So there would be no construction at the moment until the phase one of the engineering is done.
copy that. Any other discussion?
Chairman,
Yes,
just
sir.
piggybacking onto that discussion, and looks like the efficiencies are trying to do one project or one study. When is the anticipated completion of this phase one study?
15 months.
15 months.
Yeah, we have a study phase, where we'll update existing model. Put together, look at a bunch of different alternatives that could be used to address the flooding.
Yeah.
And then if there's a selected alternative, whichever one it is, we'll proceed with design of that alternative.
So 15 months for the study, that water flows downhill.
15 months for the entire project? The
No,
study-
for the.
Phase one.
We're talking about what's right here.
That's right. So 15 months for the project.
And in that 15 months, what are any possible restrictions, or constraints to the that would prevent you from finishing in 15 months?
I don't foresee any.
And that's gonna be written in his agreement. That within 15 months, we'll set dates, bookend dates, start and finish.
I think that's already in your.
Our project schedules, yeah,
Right.
in the agreement.
That's correct.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Does Gary agree with his statement?
Are you asking Mr. Repay?
I'm asking the gentleman from Gary, the engineer. Do you agree with Lois's statement?
To him,
So
What does that have to do with that?
in what regard do,
That's a month.
I just wanna make sure.
Right, this is out of context, Mr. Castellanos. What are you
Right,
trying to
forget
do?
it. Then I tell you what, I changed my vote to yes for Gary, okay? Thank you.
Okay. All right, any other discussion on this item? There's a motion and a second, Mrs. Lambert.
Tom Werschlinski,
yes.
Tom Bezdeki.
Yes.
Anthony Brooks,
Abstain.
Dave Castellanos,
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes. All right, moving right along. Next meeting is April 15th, tax day. Gotta like it. God bless America. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
9.
So move.
There's a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Well, let's stay longer. All right, thanks for coming out, people.